Hello and welcome to a tutorial on HTML and CSS. I am using WAMP, so I'm going to go to localhost and go to my tutorial folder. Now first, what you want to do is go to your WAMP folder, and inside your www folder we're going to make a new folder, and we're going to call this tutorial. And inside that folder, see, now it's got the folder directory. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and paste this folder of images I have in here. And I'm using Sublime Text 2, and I made a new document. I'm going to go ahead and save it as. And within my www folder, within the tutorial folder, I'm going to make my first file called index.html and save. And then when I refresh, it should load a blank page because it automatically went to the index. Even though I called up the tutorial folder, that's the directory where my website I'm working on is located. And now we have the index. It's empty, and here it is. We're working on it. Alright, this is your HTML. So first, you're just gonna put your HTML tag like so, and then you want to put your header tag. Within your header tag, you want to put your title tags. Make sure you close off your title tag with same tag, but with a slash. You will be doing this with all your tags, opening and closing. Within your title, let's call this tutorial website, just for the video's sake. And that's what's going to show up here in your tab as your title's or your website's name. And below that, you want to close off your header tag, and then you want to open a body tag, followed by closing a body tag, and then closing your HTML tag and finalization. And if we save this and we refresh, we will see nothing change except for up here in the tab it says tutorial website, because that's what we called in the title. Now you might want to create a separate sheet for your CSS styling, and you could call that file by using, a link rel. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll get this code, and then our index in the header. Within the header tags, you're gonna post it. It's open angle bracket link rel equals style sheet type equals text / CSS. Then href, which is what's going to reference to, where it's at. It's going to be styles.css. Now we don't have that file yet, and so we're going to make it. And I'm going to put it right in here where my index is. That way, this is relevant because it's not going folder / styles. It's just going straight styles, which is going to search in this root directory. So let's create a new file. And let's save this as, within the same directory as a tutorial. We're going to call it styles.css because that's what I called it over here. Now, in styles, let's go ahead and let's do body. This is going to be the body of the page. Let's go ahead and take let's do background color. I'm gonna do this color because I like this color. It's like a dark gray. It's kind of like a hackerish feel. Refresh and it's going to change. Like, here's your HTML page, but since we're referencing the CSS, whatever we put in here is going to affect the HTML. Your CSS is like your styling. It's what makes your page beautiful, and also allows you to format your web page even more than you can with HTML. HTML is like your layout, your CSS is what beautifies and at the same time like renders the layout more, I don't know, more sophisticatedly or whatever. Probably not the right words, but let's move on. There's a thing that a lot of people like to do within your body tag. You also want to set your margin to 0 as well as your padding to 0 to get rid of any any default margin paddings that may be there. That's cool. Let's do that. And over here, let's start a class. We'll start a class by typing a dot and then giving it a name. Like we'll do header, but you can also do IDs, which is pretty much the same thing, which is a little different. Like box or hashtag box, whatever. We'll get into that later. Right now, let's just work on your header. Your header, I'm gonna put a taskbar, if you will, at the top of the page, which is gonna contain the logo of the website or whatever. So anyway, let's go ahead and design that. Alright, the header, we're gonna go ahead and give this position absolute, which means it's gonna try to fill up whatever it can, but we're gonna set limitations. We're gonna give it the top of 0 pixels, that way it's flush with the top of the page. Right with 0 pixels, so it's flush with the right, and then left at 0 pixels, so it's flush with the left. But we're not doing the bottom because we don't want it to flush with the bottom. But then it's not gonna show up because there's no height. So we're going to give it a height of 60 pixels. And we save, we'll see nothing because, there's no coloring. Or it's transparent. It's there, but you just can't see it. So we're going to give it a background color of red just so we can see what we're working on. And oh yeah, that's right. When you make a class, cannot forget, you want to go in your HTML and call it because it's not going to show up if it's not told to. So let's go ahead and make a div tag. And since the class, we're going to do div class equals, and then in parentheses, you're going to give it the name. So this one is header. Do not include the dot. Do not include the hashtag symbol. It's just going to be header. And fuck that up. Anyway, and then you want to close off with an angle bracket. Give yourself a couple spaces and then close off your div tag. And what I like to do, because it can get very confusing when you got divs nested with inside divs in your HTML, and you can't tell which closing div is to which div. So I'm going to go ahead and do I believe it's an angle bracket, exclamation point, and 2 dashes, and then 2 dashes and that closing angle bracket, and you can put a comment in here. This comment will not show up in your code, but yeah, it can show you, you can make comments to help guide yourself. So we're going to call this closing div header closing div. That way, if we got other div containers in here and then we need to close them off, we're going to get so many different closing divs or whatever, it's going to be confusing, like which one goes to which div. So I went ahead and just commented this one so I know it's the closing to the header. And anyway, if we save this, we refresh, you should see your banner box header at the top. Now, you might want to put a logo to your website, like in the top corner or the top left side, anchored to the left or whatever. Anyway, we're going to go into our images folder, and I'm going to get this WizTech logo. I'm going to go ahead and grab this image. All my images are PNGs. So, because I like the best quality, and I want transparency, and I don't want to revert to GIF because it's got shitty pixelation, JPEG crap. Anyway, go into your CSS, and in your header tag, let's go ahead and do background image, and then URL, parentheses, quotations, images, because that's the folder it's in, slash, put the name in there, .png, and if you save, your background will be full of the image. Now what you want to do is go back in here and do background repeat, and then repeat none. That way it will only display once. If it saves properly, but I guess that did not work. Oh, I'm sorry. No repeat, not repeat none. I am clearly tired. Anyway, refresh that. There it is. Now, the banner doesn't seem high enough because the logo is being cut off. So I'm going to go here into the height, and I'm going to change that to 70 pixels. And we'll see how that looks. Yeah, it looks like it's right at the money. Our position of the background image is too close to the edge. We kind of want to, So we're going to go ahead and, put background position. And I think it starts off with left. And anyway, I know the first one is left. So let's do 20 pixels. We save that, refresh, it's going to bump it over 20 pixels. Or you could do, background position, bottom, top, right, left. But you could also do pixelations, and if you do, I think there's like 4 of them. One's here, one's here, one's here. Anyway, I also have, you can also do multiple backgrounds. Oh, crap. First, I'm going to do the, this one, which is going to go right underneath that background. And what I'm going to do is go in here, the same tag, goes URL, parentheses, name, blah, blah, blah. Put a comma, and then put another one, URL, parentheses, quotations, images, slash, that, dot, png, and if you save, you'll get that. Let's see, I don't want the position to be like that, so let's go ahead and save. Let's just do no position first, and now we see how it lines up. Now I need another background image, and what I got this blue band. It's skinny, but it's gonna tile horizontally. Do images, put the thing in, PNG, blah blah blah. We'll save, we'll refresh, and you won't see it because it's behind there. Okay, now when doing these background images, your first one's going to be in front, your second one's going to be behind that, your third one's going to be behind that. That's the order they're going to be layered in. Your first one's on top, and so on. Now this, the same thing applies here for each one. So the first one, which is the WizTech logo, no repeat, that's a given. The second one, which is the little banner behind it, no repeat. Okay. Then the third one, behind that, the little blue one, we do want that one to repeat. We want to repeat horizontally, so we're going to do repeat X. And if we save that, refresh, our blue banner will go all the way across. And that nice how it all just has that nice gradient effect. And WizTech logo, it's a little, we don't want it over like that, so we're going to do background position. Yep. First, we're going to do no repeat for the logo, no repeat for the little design behind it. I'm sorry. That's repeat. Position, okay. 0 pixels for the first one. I cannot fucking type today. Then 0 pixels for the second one. 0 pixels for the last. Actually, what am I? Okay, the first one, which is the logo, 10 pixels. And the other two, none. That's a little too much. Let's go ahead and do 5 pixels. That should be perfect. Alright. Now, on this header, we might want some box shadowing, you know, so it shadows over the pages below it. It kind of gives it a nice effect. So we do box shadow. This first one is horizontal, so we're going to do 0 pixels. The second one's vertical, so let's do 2 pixels. And let's do 5 pixels for the fade. And the color, black. Got a little nice shadow going here. Maybe we want to up that to 4, see how that looks. Yeah, got like a dark shadow. Maybe that's too much. Maybe we can just get away with 2. Anyway, you blow it up. Now you got your nice banner all the way across with your background color. And, well, that'll wrap it up for today's tutorial. I hope you liked it. I hope it was easy to understand, even though I'm kind of clusterfuck today and I cannot type and I cannot think. But I hope you liked it, and if you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, hit that dislike. Subscribe if you want to see more. Anyway, just give me your feedback. Thank you for watching, and see y'all in the next one. Later.